I lost my dad in 2021.
Oh,
yeah.
If I lost my job or one of my parents died, or let's say I lost a lot of money that I had, what are the 3 things you'd tell me to do? But before dad passes on, right? Let's go back in time. If you were to change anything, what would it be?
I needed him to be by my side because you know, accept to say, okay, this thing is here before me. What am I going to do? Just carry on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow. How do you deal with the pain of losing a loved one? Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Margaret Yumi, your self-help coach, and yes, this is your self-help channel. And joining me today is a dear friend after my heart. God, thank you so much for doing this with me.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Anytime. We are going to be talking about how to deal with the pain of losing a loved one. Have you lost your parent, a friend, a sibling? We're just going to talk about that, and so you want to stay tuned. Wamkumbu Silwamba.
Yeah.
Once again, thank you for doing this with me.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime. I know that it's not easy, you know. So you lost your dad.
Yeah.
How long has it been?
I lost my dad in 2021.
Oh, wow.
I think if I'm correct, it's like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
3 years ago.
Okay.
So that's when I lost my dad.
Yeah, my condolences.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, it was not something that was easy, you know, losing a parent, you know, a role model, somebody I'm looking up to, you know, and then he's no more. You just wake up and like, oh no, dad is no more. You know, it's not easy.
So sorry.
It has been so tough for me.
Yeah. Could you please give me a description of how your life was before he passed on?
So before my dad passed on, I had a very good relationship with dad. I was daddy's girl. I was daddy's girl.
Wow.
So you know, we could hang out together, you know, do stuff together, you know. And you know, our relationship was so deep to an extent where, you know, I could ask money for airtime.
Okay.
I'll be like,
and
you know what? And I get it. And he would be like, you know what? Ask me for anything. You know, if you're going something, you know, tough, or maybe, you know, you're facing something that is unusual to you, you've never seen it before, you know, just come to me and ask for anything. And I would actually, you know, go and ask from dad. So me and my siblings, you know, like,
how many are you?
So we're 3 of us.
Okay. That's so English. That's so white.
Everybody tells us, but so, you know, we had a very good relationship with our father.
Amazing.
He did everything for us. He made sure that, you know, we had a place to sleep, we had food, we had everything,
that
you know.
Needed. Wow.
And
I feel like most of all, I love the fact that you had a genuine relationship, a close relationship with him. It is not, maybe, I think maybe now, but before, when we were younger, it was so hard to just like be so close to your dad, because the idea of, you know, Zambian, I don't know if it's a black couch or something, we were supposed to be like afraid of our dads, you know. But for you, it was just so different. And I really appreciate that.
Thank you so much. You know, even him, he would tell us to say, you know what, I don't want you to be distant. You know, the world out there, you know, it's gonna be different for me. You know, I'm gonna love you in a way that you're gonna be a princess to me. You're my little princess, even if the world out there does not consider you to be a princess, but to me, you're always gonna be a princess. You know. And so we had that love. You know, he cared for us emotionally, spiritually. You know, he helped us, you know, grow spiritually. Though we did not like to pray. We're like, okay, dad is gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. You know, that kind of thing. We wake up in the morning. Sometimes we're gonna wake up in the night. So like, oh, dad is praying for me. Oh, I better go to bed. You know, that kind of thing. So, you know, dad was everything. Dad was literally everything to me. You know, and then this fateful day, I wake up, dad is not talking to me. Oh my God. I'm like, Dad, why are you not talking to me? Why are you not responding? What's happening here? You know, that kind of thing. So it has been really, really devastating for me. You know, losing a father, a role model, a mentor. He was like everything to me.
Oh, wow.
So
from the time it passed, how do you think your life has changed? I know emotionally it's been really tough without him, but how has your life drastically changed from having a father to not having a father? What are the variations? Can you give me?
So, a lot has changed. I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot has changed in terms of, you know, there's no father figure anymore.
Of course.
You know.
Of course.
People are going to now treat me differently, you know. There's a way that a parent is going to treat you than anybody else. And then there's also a part where a parent knows you better,
of course,
than anybody else out there. So it has been, everything has changed. I feel like everything has changed for me, you know. Sometimes I wake up, sometimes we wake up, me and my elder sister, you know, like we're talking, we're like, you know what? Sometimes, like, when I come to think of it, like when it comes to marriage, who's gonna give us in marriage, into marriage? Right? You know, who's gonna walk us down the aisle? So we think all those things, and you know, it has just been different.
So different.
It has been different. We have to stay strong for mom. We have to stay strong for one another. You know. Oh, and by the way, now I'm a very prayer warrior.
Ah, thank you, thank you.
You know, I've learned a lot. You know, to pray
on your own,
on my own,
and have a personal relationship with God.
Relationship with God. But
God, what keeps you strong? What keeps you standing? Because you've been the strong Kumbu. You show up at work. You do your best. You deliver. In spite of the difference of lifestyle before your dad passed on, and now, what keeps you standing?
Well, what's keeping me standing right now?
You're standing strong at that.
Well, I think the fact that I still have family with me.
Wow.
You know, I still have my mom. We love our mom so much. You know, I have my elder sister and my young brother. So I think, you know, most of the time, like when I wake up, I look at them. They keep me going. I'm like, okay, I have family. And, you know, I have something to live for. And besides that, other than that, I have, you know, my faith in God. So I'm like, okay, God, in as much, you know, that was, you know, devastating. That was really hard. You know, losing a breadwinner, so to say, or a pillar. You know, I still stand strong. God is still, you know, keeping me through, carrying me through it all. You've been hard there. Then, you know, backlashes, we're having setbacks, you know, letdowns, crying there and then. You know, sleepless nights to say, you know what, if dad was here, maybe this
would have been different.
Would have been this, you know, or maybe I would have, you know, like heard from his view, what is he saying about this? Should I go on? Should I carry on? You know.
And maybe that's what I'm thinking about right now. I'm thinking, do you think it's important for a child to be, at some point, to a certain degree, dependent, like self-dependent, and not only dependent on our parents for everything? So if your answer is yes, I have a follow-up question, right? Like, in what angles, to what extent, to what limits, right? Or should we always just be dependent on our parents for everything?
That's a good question.
Thank you.
I'm gonna answer it from my view, like my perspective, or maybe how I've been brought up. You know, so I think independence, self-independence, I think it helps in one way or the other, because you're not going to always depend on your mom or on your dad, you know, to say, okay, I'm waiting for my mom to say something, or maybe I'm waiting for dad to say something. You know, I think everybody has a right to freedom in one way or the other.
For sure.
You know, in as much we're going to still be under them, under their roof,
umbrella,
you know, under their rules, you know.
And their care and their provision.
Their provision. I feel to some extent, independence is very important. Independence is very important, because you're gonna have a self-discovery. You're gonna learn. things that you never knew. You know, because sometimes not always our parents are going to tell us to say, you know what, this is this, that is that. Like when you're going to have that independence, you're going to say, oh, okay, so there's this, you know. And when you have a good relationship with your family, you're like, oh, Mom, you know what?
Come back.
I had something. Is this true?
Yeah. What do you think?
Go on with this?
For sure.
You know?
For sure.
So I feel it's very important to have that independence of your own.
So while you're being your own person, you're acknowledging that they're there to guide you. But they're not going to be there always.
All the time. They're not going to be there when you're going to have a fight. You're going to, you know, at school.
Being bullied.
Being bullied. They're not going to be there. Or maybe when you're going to trip out there, you say, oh, you know, you're down on the floor. You know. They're not always going to be with us, you know. Just like I lost my dad, he's not here with me
anymore.
You know, so I feel independence is very, very important to every human. I think everybody should have that. Thank
you so much. Now I'm thinking in the lines of Zambians, not that I'm being stigmatic or anything, disclaimer, guys, but I'm thinking in the aspect of us fearing our fathers. It is very common. I grew up fearing my dad. I couldn't talk to him about anything. I just wanted to live up to the standard that he wanted. Not that he's a bad dad, but it's like that's how culture has just made it that we should be afraid of our fathers. But how is it important to have a really good relationship with a parent, with a mother figure, with a father figure? Why do you think that is important?
So, well, I feel it's very important because as you're growing up, we face a lot of things, a lot of challenges, and you know, some they're gonna be overwhelming. You're gonna like, oh, okay, I've never seen this before. If you have a good relationship with mom,
you go back and ask. You can always go back for sure.
You know what? So I always encourage friends or people who ask me to say, is it important to always maintain a good relationship with your parents? My answer is gonna be yes. Because you know they've gone ahead of us. They know us better. They you know
they know what's out there.
Exactly. You know, and then when we are there to meet those things come before us, they'll be able to guide us in one way or the other. You know, there's this unwanted pregnancy. For example, I had a cousin, right? I have a cousin. Because she didn't have a good relationship with the parents. You know, she got pregnant. And during her pregnancy, like 6 months, the father never knew anything, you know. So I thought to myself, I was like,
tough.
I wonder how she was feeling. What
coping up with the changes of pregnancy and stuff. All those not being able to talk to somebody.
You know, when pregnant women are going through.
It's crazy.
And so it was super, super crazy. So I feel maintaining or having a relationship with our parents is very, very important because they're going to guide us in one way or the other. Even if they're not going to reach us there, but you know, they're always gonna guide us.
I'm thinking maybe they don't even have all the answers to our questions, but just their presence says, you know what, we don't have it figured out, but we have each other.
You
know that I have your back and I'm here for you. That's important. Thank you so much. Now I want to take you back in time. Rewind.
Rewind.
I'm sorry, I know it's gonna get you emotional, but before dad passes on, right? Let's go back in time. If you were to change anything, what would it be?
If I was to change anything,
can I get a tissue or something? Here you go.
Thank you. If I was to change something, you know, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I need a breather.
Yeah, it's all right.
If I was to change something, I think it's like, you know, having quality time with him, spending more time with him. I feel like the time I needed him most, then he vanished. The time I needed him, the time I needed, you know, his presence, his guidance, the time I needed him to be by my side, because after his death, I went through another tragic experience, and I feel like if Dad maybe was there, I would have just gone, you know, go in his lap and just cry it out. But you know, I feel like spending more time with him. I think I would love that.
I'm so sorry I got you to this point. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
But I feel like we needed to get to this point
because
we might not entirely heal from the loss of our loved ones.
Oh, no.
I don't have a close relationship a person that I've lost that is so dear to me, that is so close. And that is why we have people like Kumbu, guys, who have experienced it, and we bring them on this platform to teach us one or two things. And what I'm hearing her say right now is that while you have the chance, spend time with the ones you love. Tell them that you love them, that you value their presence. Take a lot of photos. And then blame me for taking a lot of photos. Take photos with your parents, with your sisters, with your friends. Don't focus on the conflicts and the arguing and the differences, because we don't know how long we have with the people that we love.
And you know, it's really hard in terms of like the other moments are there, and the other moments
they're not
there. And you know, it just happens in a twinkling of an eye. He's not there. You know,
sorry,
it's really hard. It's really hard, but you know, God is seeing us through in everything.
Amen.
God is with us in everything. So so hold on to your faith. Even when you lose your loved one, let's hold on to our faith.
Loss is inevitable, isn't it?
It is.
One day, if it's not now, it's going to happen it happens to everybody. And these are the things that I want you to remember when you lose somebody you love, a spouse, that God is faithful and He's by your side in those tough times, you know. And Wamkumbu, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. Love you too. Thank you for having me.
Media.